Tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum would be entirely unjustified. We are the U.S.'s closest ally. Our economies are integrated. Canadian steel and aluminum is used in a number of key American industries, whether it's defense, shipbuilding, manufacturing, energy, automotive. Together we make North America more competitive. We will be working with the American administration over the coming weeks to highlight the negative impacts on Americans and Canadians of these unacceptable tariffs. But we'll also be working with our international partners and friends. And if it comes to that, our response, of course, will be firm and clear. We will stand up for Canadian workers. We will stand up for Canadian industries. And more Canadians will stand up for each other. This is a moment of pride. This is a moment of pulling together. This is a moment for Canada to be solid in our identity, in our sovereignty, and in
The Canadian authorities are not just keeping quiet over the just imposed 25% tariff by the Donald Trump-led administration on their Canadian goods and services. And so the Canadian authorities have chosen measures to respond. The Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, said that the imposition of those tariffs on their products and commodities are unjustifiable. And so the Canadian authorities have come up with ways and devised mediums in checkmating these tariffs, hit back on the policies that are being implemented by the Donald Trump administration. And one of them is to stop the importation or the bringing in of goods that are made in the USA. And when they do, there are high tariffs placed on these products. Then products that are locally made, locally sourced, like groceries and the like, the logo of the Canadian authority is vividly placed on those tariffs, on those products rather. The aim of it is to boost Canadian made goods and to cut down on external goods that are coming from the United States of America. So the question is, how far is this trade war going to go? Because the Prime Minister of Canada said he was quite surprised and dismayed, at the same time surprised, considering that the United States was one of their closest allies and next door neighbor. Why would they come up with such tariffs and such policies at this time in the history? And some other analysts are saying that it may affect the Canadian people on the short-term goal, but ultimately the economy, the Canadian economy, will come out of that mess and will experience a level of vibrancy. It's just a short-term experience. So I want to know what your thoughts are, your opinion.
Canada is hitting back hard after U.S. President Trump imposed a 25% tariff on Canadian goods imported into the U.S. Canadian consumers are now actively boycotting American goods, promoting domestic brands online and sharing lists of alternatives, from clothing and perfumes to electronics, construction materials, and cars. Many are canceling trips to the U.S., while Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau and local officials are urging Canadians to buy local and vacation at home. Canadian businesses are also joining the movement. Liquor stores in Ontario, Canada's most populous province, have already removed U.S. alcohol from their shelves, with Nova Scotia following suit. In British Columbia, Premier David Eby called for a boycott of liquor products from red states, and grocery stores have started using Made in Canada labels to help shoppers identify domestic goods. Ontario has also banned U.S. companies from provincial contracts and terminated its deal with Starlink, the satellite internet provider owned by Elon Musk's SpaceX. While Trump granted Canada a 30-day reprieve after signing an executive order imposing tariffs on Canadian imports, following a call with Trudeau on February 1, 2025, the tariffs have shocked many Canadians, given the close ties between the two nations, prompting them to take matters into their own hands. Numerous Canadians posted content showing confidence their boycotts will succeed, having firmly resisted tariff threats multiple times during Trump's first term years prior.